Last week, Peter gave us this powerful image of Christians as seeds of hope planted by God in a wild and untamed field. It's such a vivid picture. God hasn't planted us in comfort. He's intentionally planted us in a nation full of chaos. Now, the good news is this, that starting in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 13, he tells us how to actually grow and thrive in that kind of field, surrounded by mockers and scoffers and people who will hate us for our faith. Here's what Peter says in a nutshell. Fear God, honor everyone, give grace to even crooked kings, and love your Christian brothers and sisters. It's simple to say, but it's really hard to live out. So Peter's use of this word grace, though, this week really stuck out to me. And this was part of our discussion in our small group as we were dialoguing after church. Because modeling the grace of Jesus Christ is what sets us apart in this political climate, right, of anger and bitterness. Grace is what shows the world that we're citizens of a different kind of kingdom. So I was thinking about this over the weekend, obviously, because we've all seen the videos from the No Kings protests against President Trump. Now, I get the frustration, even a lot of Christians have. You feel like Donald Trump is trying to destroy democracy or install himself as some sort of unjust king. But even if that's your feeling, Peter's words still challenge you and me to honor that kind of king. We have to submit to that kind of king. Now, here's the thing. In Peter's day, honoring and submitting to a king meant a little something different, right? Because the people he was writing to lived under the absolute rule of Caesar, who is a God king. We, on the other hand, live under a constitutional republic. So in our system, honoring President Trump or congressional leaders or governors, any kind of leader, can actually mean that it's okay to protest. But we have to do it in a way that reflects the grace of Jesus Christ. So yes, we should stand for truth. We have to speak out. We can vote our conscience, and we can protest peacefully if that's what you feel God is leading you to do. But when the language turns to dehumanization, when people start wishing for Trump's death, or we start using coarse language, or we're even encouraging or supporting or providing a framework for violence, that's not the grace of Jesus Christ. That's just what it looks like when the seed God has planted goes rotten. So Peter's reminder to us is this: even in the chaos, even when you think it's unfair, we are planted by Christ to grow in grace, act with honor, live a life of submission to Jesus, the one and only good King, and to bring hope through our willingness to submit, even in the midst of political chaos, and even if you feel like you're suffering under an unjust ruler.